Okay, video 2 of the back page. It looks wonky because it's not letting me upload correctly, but anyway, here we are. Okay, which of these statements is true? That the square root of 81 is a natural number. Okay, so the square root of 81 is 9. Sorry, you hear my ice machine in the back. This is really a great video. And 9 is a natural number. So that one's going to be true. But let's go through and say why the others are not. 0 is a natural number. That is not true. It's a whole number. Remember that natural numbers are 1 or greater. 4.6 is irrational. That is not true because it repeats. So it's rational. And -9 is a whole number. That is not true. It's an integer because whole numbers are positive. Okay, so which of the following is false? All whole numbers are integers. So do all whole numbers become integers? Yes, that is true. B, all real numbers are irrational. No, remember we had our real numbers and it split into irrational and rational. So that is our one that's not true. But just looking at the other ones to make sure, all natural numbers are whole numbers. Yes, because this is 1 or greater and this is 0 or greater, so that's going to fit into that category. And then all whole numbers are real numbers. That's a true fact also. Okay, so now we want to know which properties these are. The first one says that y is equal to -5 and -5 is equal to y. It's like looking in the mirror and you see the same thing just backwards. So it's symmetric because it has symmetry. It's the same thing backwards and forwards of that. 12 is when you have 8a plus 4 equals 4 plus 8a. That is just kind of turning them around, and remember that that is the commutative property. They're commuting from one spot to another. Here we have 6s and 1 over 6s. Remember that when we put 1 over something, this is always the reciprocal. Reciprocals are the opposite. They're the inverse, so this is the inverse property. 8 equals 8, that's like looking in a mirror and seeing the exact same thing. When you see the exact same thing, it is reflexive. The next one, we have the problem in the exact same order, but all we did was we moved the parentheses. So when we moved the parentheses, they went from this one to this one. That's associative. If 3 squared equals 9 and 9 equals the square root of 81, then 3 squared equals 81. Remember that this is our A equals B, B equals C, then A equals C. That was the transitive property. N squared times 0 is 0. That was anything that's multiplied by 0, so that's the 0 property. And the next one, all we did was take this 12 and take it into both of these, so we distributed in, it's the distributive property. All right, again, these are kind of wonky down here, but let's just go through those. Which set of numbers is closed under subtraction? So that is saying that when you subtract 2 of these things, you will always get that number. So if you did whole numbers, will you always get a whole number when you do subtraction? Well, whole numbers are 0 and greater. So let's take 9 minus 4. Those are both whole numbers. We get 5. That works. But what happens if we take 4 minus 9? We get -5, and that's not a whole number. So that's not always going to work. Natural numbers are going to be the exact same way, except that's 1 and higher. Integers, no matter what integer you subtract, whether it's 5 minus -30, that's going to give you an integer. A million plus a million, you're still going to get an integer. So that is closed. Irrational numbers, you could take 2 irrational numbers and get a real number. So that one's out. There are some wonky examples that you could do with that. Or say you took the square root of 2 minus the square root of 2. You would get 0. Okay, so these are irrational, and it's going to give you a whole. So that's why that one won't work. Integers is the only one that works. Which of the following is not closed under addition? Is not closed. Okay, so if you take natural numbers, all the natural numbers are ones that are 1 and greater. So let's take 4 plus 5. We get 9. Any number that we get, we're going to get a number that's greater than we started with, so that one's out. Whole numbers are going to be the same. Integers. If we added those together, we're still going to get integers. Even if we took negative 932 and added 571, we're still going to get an integer that's not a decimal. When we're adding odd numbers together, let's just take 5 plus 7, or 5 plus 5. That was what my brain wrote. So, 5 plus 5 is going to give us 10. 10 is not an odd number. So these are odd, and this is even. So this one is the one that doesn't work. There's other examples of that too. 5 and 7 is 12. 3 plus 7 is 10. Anything like that. So you can see lots of examples where that doesn't work. So you're not getting an odd number back when you add them together. Okay, so that is your study guide in a nutshell. So study up and hope you do great.